Gladys Aylward Through the Hollywood Lens. Classic Movies by Judy Dungy. Inn of the Sixth Happiness, 1956. Stars Ingrid Bergman, Robert Donay, Kurt Jurgens. Directed by Mark Robson. Based on the biography The Small Woman by Alan Burgess. If you can accept statuesque Ingrid Bergman as a tiny Cockney scullery maid, or Robert Donay as a Chinese mandarin, or worse yet, big, beefy Kurt Jurgens as a Dutch-Chinese colonel in the Chinese army, if you think of Christian missionaries as good guys and not interfering cultural interlopers, then this is the movie for you. Based on the life of Gladys Aylward, The Inn of the Sixth Happiness is very much Ingrid Bergman's film. Aylward was a British housemaid with a driving call to go to China. When rejected as unsuitable by the missionary foundation she approached, she nevertheless scrimps and saves and makes her own way there. The charm of this rather long movie is in Bergman's performance. She portrays Gladys's determination to overcome the obstacles of her low birth, lack of funds, experience and opportunity as nothing short of implacable. She befriends the local travel agent, Richard Wattis, and even he becomes caught up in the magic of her plans. Thanks to her employer's contacts, she finds a place in remote northern China where another missionary woman has set up an inn for local muleteers, hoping to convert them to Christianity when they hear the Bible stories to which they have to listen to in payment for their meals. The film glosses over the difficulties she faces on her 1932 journey to join the mission. A lone woman finding her way across the world to the remotest part of war-torn China. After the initial shock of adjusting to the realities of life in China, watching a public execution by decapitation would be very confronting. Gladys soon builds a good life for herself, befriending a local mandarin and forming a bond with a Chinese colonel. She takes on the job as an official district foot inspector, ensuring that the government ban on the horrible practice of foot binding is adhered to. She becomes known as Jian A, one who loves, even though in real life her nickname was Ai Wei Di, a Chinese approximation of Aylward, with the meaning virtuous one. It's not clear why the producers changed it. It is also puzzling to know why the name of the inn, and therefore the film, was changed from that of the actual inn run by Gladys. In her biography, the inn is called the Inn of the Eighth Happiness, 8 being good luck to the Chinese. In the film, the sixth happiness means whatever you want it to mean, apparently. Hollywood decreed that there should be romance, as if the whole film wasn't based on a completely romantic circumstance anyway, and Gladys falls in love with her unlikely hero, Captain, later Colonel, Lin Nan. In reality, such a liaison never happened. Real-life Gladys was very embarrassed by the film's portrayal of a romance with Lin Nan, as their relationship had been wholly platonic, and she felt that he would have been horrified too, as his lineage was wholly Chinese, not Eurasian. The climax of the story, and, as Gladys says, the reason God sent me to China, comes when war arrives at her part of the world, and she finds herself tasked with taking 100 children to safety on a 12-day journey on foot through enemy-filled mountainous territory. Her only help is an ex-prisoner that she befriended when she was called upon to help quell a prison riot, played by Bert Kwok. You know him as Kato in the Pink Panther films. Gladys Aylward did indeed undertake this amazing journey through hostile country, although it is not known if they actually did sing Knick Knack Paddywhack throughout. Nevertheless, the song became a #1 hit on the release of the film. The story ends suddenly and unsatisfyingly, intimating that she will now dump the kids and return to find her lover, which does seem entirely out of character. In reality, she did not leave the children but became very ill with typhus. She returned to England but could not settle and soon went back to China. After the Communist Party took control, however, she was virtually kicked out of China, so she settled in Taiwan, where she set up her orphanage, which continues and expands on the work she undertook to this day. Gladys Aylward died in 1970. The Inn of the Sixth Happiness is a rather long film, full of story and all the myths and morals of the 1950s. Ingrid Bergman movies can be a bit melodramatic, but considering the huge themes and dramatic palette of the times, this one is not over the top. I wonder, though, whether a more complete rendering of her true story would have given us a better understanding of just how heroic this tiny woman was. Is there more romance in her other perilous journey to reach China in the first place, or in her courageous work with orphans in Taiwan? The drama of her expulsion from China by the communists in 1949 and her refusal to be prevented from her work might be more impressive than a formulaic romance with a local soldier. But that's Hollywood.